What is good, everybody? What is good? What is good is Big Game James back in the building. You know what it is. The Big Star Show. Got my great co-host, Miss Stargazer, in the building. We about to talk some Cowboys football, talk all kind of things, because it's all kind of things. Even though when things ain't going on in Dallas, there's always something going on in Dallas.
Something going on.
You feel me? So we're gonna definitely talk about that. But before we jump into anything, how you doing, Star? How's everything been going? How's your week been going?
It's been going pretty good. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Glad to see everybody for another episode of the Big Star Show. As Big said, even when it's not nothing going on, there's always something going on in Dallas Cowboys land. So, you know, we always here ready. Sometimes we may not be as excited to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it anyway. So,
Yeah, we're
um,
definitely going to talk about it.
yeah.
All right. So, obviously we know what's going on. What's up, the Ninja? Daniel, keep on coming up in the building. I see the numbers going up by the second. We love seeing that. We love seeing that.
Yeah, we do.
But, obviously the big noise has been the free agency, right? And we know if you're a real Cowboys fan or you've been a Cowboys fan for a while, at least let's say in 2010, you kind of should know
Mhm.
about how Stephen Jones operates. He said we're not overpaying for regular players. Regular players, we're not paying bigger money for them. He threw the standard out there, and he has stayed true to it. But Star, in my opinion, I haven't seen it
Mhm.
kind of this dry. I mean, we
Yeah.
understood that they're going to wait to that third wave. We understand that that's what they're going to do.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
the last few years under Mike McCarthy, they went out in 2020. They went and got Don Terry Poe, Gerald McCoy, Clinton Ha Diggs. They went out and got some
Mhm.
players last year. They traded for Brandon Cooks, Stephen Gilmore. They went
Yep.
out. I mean, it's not great, but it was something that
Not
we
great.
weren't really accustomed to under the Garrett regime. Now, all of a
Mhm.
sudden, you see all these guys going out. Yes, were they all difference makers? We're not going to say that, Star, but we're definitely
No,
going to
you're not gonna
say,
go that far.
yeah, 10 guys that have left, and
Right.
those are depth positions.
Yep.
Jonathan Hankins, you needed that big body.
Mhm.
LVE, we knew about him, but he was a linebacker, starting linebacker. Michael Gallup, yes,
Mhm.
he wasn't the guy anymore, but he was definitely giving you a lot of minutes. Gallimore was a good rotation piece. Dorrance Armstrong Jr. and Dante Fowler, I thought were very good pieces, reserve pieces, and key pieces that you're going to have to upgrade. You get Tyler Biadasz, your starting center is gone. So there was a lot that went
Mhm.
out, and you had to basically Zimmer had to jump on the phone and talk to Eric Kendricks just for him to be our one signing, because he was over there in San Francisco. And the main reason why he came back was because he was going to be the guy. He knows the system and he wants to bet on himself to possibly get another contract. And this is the best place to do it for him to do it. So, with all that
Mhm.
being said, Star, and you saw the people they brought back, we understand, but I don't understand this because how is this team getting better with these people gone? Are we waiting for the June 1st cuts? What's your thought pattern?
Yeah. Before I answer that, I want to say what's up to Sadiqa. Glad to see you, and glad to see you, Rico. People personally say hi to me, but I mean, my thoughts is this. I said yesterday that I wasn't really too concerned about any of those guys who went. I mean, the only person that I was concerned about, and I was like, wonder why we didn't re-sign him was Hankins, really, because he's cheap. I mean, I can't imagine that the Seahawks are paying him more than what $3 million. So I'm like, he's dirt cheap. This guy actually is proven to help your run defense. Did he solve the run defense problem? Clearly, no, right? But he did help. The run was better defended with him on the field than off. So it was just kind of weird how we didn't re-sign him. But I mean, everybody else that went, I was kind of expecting to go. I didn't expect us to sign. I didn't expect us to sign. What's his name? Dorrance Armstrong. I wanted Fowler to stay, but I just Fowler was a DQ guy. He was only here because of DQ. So when
Right.
DQ left, I expected Fowler to go.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want Tyler Biadasz or Leighton Vander Esch or J-Ron Curse. I didn't want any of those guys back. So, and Gilly, I did say that I would like back, but me personally, and I know this may be an unpopular opinion, I just wanted Gilly back as a depth piece. I was like, if we drafted a young corner, I would prefer the young corner to be out there like Diggs was and let him cook. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna give up plays, but he's gonna make some plays, you know? So that was my personal opinion on letting the free agents go. Now, the lack of our activity is a little bit shocking in the sense of we never really sign big names, but we usually extend our guys during the first 2 weeks of free agency. But it seems like I'm talking about our big names, and we haven't really extended anybody. So I'm not really sure what's going on. I did get a clue from shout out to Boss Cowboy yesterday from Stephen Jones' interview that he did when he was at South by Southwest, that Stephen Jones, and I said, you know what, now that I think of it, that is what they do. When it comes to free agents, they want to wait around till these teams start cutting players, and then they want to go after those free agents. So basically, it's like what Stephen wants to do is he wants to wait till, it's almost like this guy wants to wait till after the draft. He wants to wait till after the draft so that to those after the draft cuts, basically, is what he wants to do. And then he wants to grab those guys, bring them into camp. He may even try to grab some guys after camp if they still feel like they have holes, because everybody's going to be doing roster cuts at that time anyway. So this seems to be Stephen Jones' plan. I'm like, if you think about it, in season, anytime there's a big what's up, DeFi? Glad to see you. Anytime there's a big
we done made it if Defi is in.
Right. Anytime there's a big name cut in season, we start courting them. We start come to the basketball game, come to tours, start giving them special dinner. So I was like, that is our new plan. Like, we want to wait till the big name is released, and then we'll go after that guy. Is it smart? Not real. I don't know. I can't say. I mean, for the last times we keep trying to do it, it hasn't worked for us. It didn't work for us with OBJ. It didn't work for us with what's the guy's name? The linebacker.
Bobby Wagner.
No, the other guy that we tried to get.
Shaq Leonard.
Shaq Leonard. It didn't work for us, and so when it don't work, then you still got that hole. So it seems like it's not really the best, but that's Stephen Jones' way of getting free agents now. That's he's trying to be a genius, clearly.
Yeah, here's my thing. You know, I get it. June 1st cuts. There's going to be guys that are high priced. I totally understand it. I totally understand it. So I get it. But like I said, I just feel like Stephen Jones, you're just not a qualified guy, in my opinion. The job was given to you by your dad. I don't really see where you're qualified to make great decisions. I don't think you make the greatest decisions. You look who you just had Tyron Smith, right? Okay. Now, y'all know I've been staunchly saying, man, I'm cool with Tyron Smith going. But see, this is what I said, though, Star. I said, let him go when you can get something for him. I didn't say let him just walk. I said get some value for him. So when them Jets was calling in 2019 when he was getting hurt, and you may have got some good picks from that, that's when I said do it. If you're going to do it then and get something for him, because you can get value for him. Don't just like, if you're just going to let it ride all the way out and then treat him like you did just now. I mean, my opinion is it's like when I made that post about, okay, he probably went to the agent of Tyron Smith, said we ain't going to do the pay by play no more. We done put enough time in this organization, gave y'all enough deals. We want to get paid this time. And they said, you know, I said in my tweet, yeah, they probably said, well, we like to pay him, but we got to worry about Dak, and we got to worry about CD, and we got to worry about them. So you got to wait until we do that. And Tyron Smith, you heard what he said. He said, I wasn't waiting. It didn't look good. I wasn't waiting. I need to go ahead and get paid because y'all playing. So y'all going to have $6 million dead on the cap. And I just threw this out there. I don't care. You had Jason Witten, who quit. Not quit. He retired, went in the booth, comes back comes
Yeah,
back,
he sure
y'all
did.
paid him $4.2 million for him to come back to do absolutely nothing.
Nothing
But
at
y'all can't
all.
give Tyron Smith $6 million after he did give you 13 games and all pro. What did Jason Witten give you? And you paid him $4 million to come back. So you couldn't have paid that just $6 million for this Tyron. And here's my thing. If you love your quarterback like you say you do, if you just own your quarterback like we just think the world of that. Okay, I feel what
Mm-hmm.
you said, Star, about I wasn't worried about them players, but those are depth pieces. Are you gonna be able to
Mm-hmm.
fill all them depth pieces to June 1st? Let me see you do it. I ain't seen you do that. I ain't seen you Cowboys do that yet. I ain't seen y'all do that. So show me that y'all gonna get all these great pieces on the June 1st cuts, and then all of a sudden
Yeah,
everything's gonna magically. No, y'all
everything's gonna match. Yeah.
y'all expecting that draft class, and they've been talking about on Twitter that draft class of last year got play hella good. That draft class from last
Yeah.
year gonna have to play crazy good. Now you put more stress on your starters in Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb. They're gonna have to have extraordinary years. What happens, Star, if
Mm-hmm.
there's an injury? You in trouble. You ain't got the depth. So I want to ask you, Star. Okay, you let Tyron Smith. Okay, so what's the plan? Is Tyler Smith your left tackle now? Y'all believe in Brock Hoffman after 2 games of an undrafted guy who has had problems with playing strength? TJ Bass did look good. Is he in the plan? Asim Richards? What's really going on
Mm-hmm.
with this influx? You're drafting like
Mm-hmm.
y'all quiet and silent on plans. Okay, but we over here like what's really going on? I mean,
Right.
what's the deal? And do you really believe in these guys right now? And because what if you want to go with a Brock Hoffman? He gets who's the backup to Brock Hoffman? You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about the
Yep.
depth, Star. And what do you feel about
Yep.
that?
Yeah, I think from a depth standpoint, we we clearly are weak in some spots on the defensive side of the ball. Um, for instance, the defensive tackle rotation, because you lost 2 defensive tackles, you lost 2 defensive ends. So for sure, you're a little bit lacking in this spot. Now, granted, it's not like you ain't got nobody there. You do have people there, but these are young, kind of, unproven players. These are guys with minimal snaps or no snaps, right? Now what I will say is, when you have guys like just talking about on the defensive side of the ball, like a Chauncey Golston,
Mm-hmm.
this is a guy who just kept being a rotational piece, but he's going into his fourth year, and he was basically doing spot duty. But when we saw him on the field, he seemed to be doing a good job. We were wondering why he can't get more snaps. And so, when you see guys like Wanye Thomas, Izzy McQuamu, who virtually was benched this year because he was barely playing, he was on special teams. He was not getting any real snaps. So it's like the issue is we have depth, but the depth is unknown. We don't really know because these guys haven't gotten a lot of snaps. We don't really know, what they're bringing. Like you said, even on the offensive line, what are we doing with the offensive line? Are we going to kick Tyler out? What is Austin Richards? I don't know. He didn't start. He didn't get no snaps in season. Like, so it's a bunch of we don't know. They from their college film, it looked like they were good. TJ Bass, Brock Hoffman, the couple of starts that they did play, they looked pretty good. But, one was against the Cardinals D line, so it's not like that D line was all world. I think the other one was against who? The Washington
Washington, and
Commanders.
I believe that was at the end of the year when they weren't playing their guys.
Right. So it's like you playing, the Washington Commanders, who they weren't really playing their top guys, I don't think. So it's like there's just a lot of question marks. If we go off of projection, I do think a lot of these guys are going to be able to step up, but that's a projection. That's not facts. I don't really have any tangible evidence, and that's really the issue. You know what I'm saying? So you are going to have to fill these holes through the draft. You're also going to have to try to fill these holes through obviously the undrafted guys and guys from like USFL and stuff like that. Now, to Will McClay's praise or to Will McClay's point or whatever, he has been able to get us 2 All-Pros from the USFL. So, I don't, all of this is just everything is just a big question mark right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't know. No one knows the Dallas Cowboys plan. It seems from the moves, what I said, and I do think that they are betting the house on the young guys big. That's what I think.
Yeah, I
I
believe
think
so too.
I think they're kind of like, listen, we've tried to let's get these free agents, plug holes. It hasn't really gotten us any further. We done had our young drafted guys, a lot of them on the bench for the most part because we've had veteran free agents come in and stuff like that. And it seems like Steven is saying we're gonna go with the undrafted. I mean, not the undrafted. Sorry, we're gonna go with the drafted guys. That's who we're gonna go with. That's who we're gonna bet the house on. And you can do that with a lot of positions, but one thing you can't do that with really is defensive tackle. And you can't really do that with Mike linebacker. I'm glad that they got Eric Kendricks because he said he will be playing Mike linebacker for us. So that's great. But again, we come to that defensive tackle spot. Well, what are we going to do there? Because, I mean, linebackers are going to be virtually useless if you don't have good defensive tackles. So
Yeah, and
I
I
don't
think
know.
that's my issue
I don't know.
because see, here's the thing: you got Carl Davis on the roster, and then you're putting a lot of faith in Mozzie, and everybody's been hush hush on Mozzie, and then you just let a Jonathan Hankins go. And we talked about mentorship yesterday on Burgers and
Yeah.
Blitzes, mentorship towards Mozzie,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't know, what that dynamic was between Hankins and Mozzie, but now you put more
Mm-hmm.
pressure on Mozzie to step up and be this guy in his second year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if these June 1st
We'll
cuts
see
that you're
about
getting a
it.
big boy, but you need a rotation. I know Mike Zimmer likes to have multiple big guys on that front
Yeah,
seven.
he
So
does.
he likes
He
to
does.
stop that run. He likes to be able to use those lines. His front seven, he likes his front seven to be solid. I don't know where Mike
Yep.
Zimmer's sitting here thinking like, hey, everything's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I'm going,
good. We got
yeah, we good, we got it.
it.
We've been having this problem again. The Dallas Cowboys have been having this problem against the run for years and years and years.
Years and
And one
years.
of the
Mm-hmm.
reasons why I feel like the Cowboys have had this problem is because they've always been a light defense. They've always been a defense. If you look at Ron Marinelli, if you looked at Dan
Mm-hmm.
Quinn, if you looked at coordinators before, even Rob Ryan, they were all
Mm-hmm.
attacking type defenses, get after the quarterback, get
Get upfield.
sacks, get turnovers, get
Mm-hmm.
interceptions. But we always were bad in the run. And the main
Mm-hmm.
reason why is because they never really, and that was a mistake in my opinion. They should have never let Bohanna go because you could have had Bohanna
Or Ridgeway.
or Ridgeway.
Imagine big if we had
Oh,
Ridgeway and Bohanna, we wouldn't be worried about none of
we wouldn't be
this.
talking
We'd
about
be
this
like,
right now.
see ya.
We wouldn't be
Exactly.
talking
Oh, we
about this right
wouldn't.
now.
We wouldn't be talking about this right now.
And Ridgeway showed when he was at Washington. He's a guy that goes hard in the paint. That's a guy that's got a huge motor. You got him in a fifth round, so he was definitely affordable. What was that thought
Mm-hmm.
pattern? And like I said, if you've always been struggling to run, why do you keep getting rid of guys that's going to help you stop the run? That's just my thinking. So that's why I'm like, you guys act like you're smarter than you are. You kept getting rid of linebackers all year
Mm-hmm.
last year, but this guy leaves the team and he gets nothing but linebackers. When he was at Seattle, he had linebackers. He gets to Dallas, all of a sudden he's trying these new things. And then all of a sudden he goes to Washington, and he's getting linebackers again. Like, that's just a weird thing, And me and Mike had talked about this, just the thing on this Dan Quinn, when people were talking about how he sabotaged. I just feel like me and Mike talked about, and this is what I feel. I kept on feeling because you kept on hearing Jerry say, "Oh, Dan Quinn would be a great head coach. Dan Quinn would be a great head coach." You kept on hearing Jerry say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just feeling like he kept on telling. I just feel like maybe you was having conversation. I'm not there, but how was you? We don't know. You were having conversations like, yeah, you'd be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And maybe Dan Quinn was thinking I could be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Then he find out he ain't. So he like, you know what? I'm gonna get me a job here because I want to be a head coach. And I'm taking this, and I'm taking all these guys with me. He ain't trying to spite them. I'm gonna come back and whip your ass because you kept on telling me I was
No,
gonna have a
I
job
think
here.
I think that's exactly what Dan Quinn. What I think what happened with Dan Quinn Big is he did end up getting fed up with the way things are run here. Granted, I'm not faulting him for that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm not faulting him for getting fed up. We all know the way the front office move, the stuff they do. Clearly he had wanted Bobby Wagner for 2 years straight. They told him no. Okay, so I get being upset. My issue in not agreeing with the way things are run in Dallas. He had a problem after the 2021 season. Remember, and Mike went on Rich Eisman and said, Dan asked him specifically, do you want me to get out here? Do you want me to leave? So it's like, Dan, my issue with Dan Quinn and why I still think you sabotagers or you're a snake or whatever you want to call it is because you chose to stay here, Dan, not once, but twice. So I get, okay, 2021 season, you felt like I just got here. Let me see if we can give it one more run, one more go. Okay. But after the 2022 season, you fall short again. Your defense holds the 49ers in their house to 19 points. He was the prime coach at that time, too, that all these teams wanted. And he chose to stay again. And I was like, you know why he stayed? He didn't stay because, I think I got unfinished business and I want to stay with my guys. I want to see. No. He stayed because he wanted one more year to get disgruntled players, to get disgruntled coaches, to solidify those relationships a little bit more, because he already knew, I don't care what the results is at the end of this year, I'm not coming back here. He had already made his decision. And it seemed like, and do I know this for a fact? Of course not. I'm not in Dan Quinn's head. I don't talk to Dan Quinn. This is just what I'm perceiving. Because if you look at the way he moved, now I know coaches will take a coach or two, right? When they go to other teams. But you have to look at specifically what Dan Quinn did. He didn't just go to another team. It's not like he coaches for the Titans or he coaches for the Falcons now, or he already coached them, but coaches for the Panthers or something. This guy went right across the street where he knew he would have to see us twice a year. Okay. Then he took Mike McCarthy's defensive coordinator. This is the guy that Mike McCarthy said he wanted to be his defensive coordinator. He said it's not a matter of if he'll be it, it's when, right? You take him, the guy doesn't even interview. You trying to take Lunda Wells, you taking Sharif Floyd, which is fine because that was your guy. And then all of these players just flew off the board with him.
Tried to get Al Harris too.
He tried to get Al Harris, right? And so all of these players he tried to get Aiden Dirty, but Dirty ended up going to the Seahawks. So it's like you had all of these players that flew off the board day one, like Tyler Biadasz and Dorrance Armstrong and Big. They got mega contracts. These aren't those. Dorrance Armstrong and Tyler Biadasz are not really those caliber of players, but he got them mega pay, and they went off the first day of free agency. So he was talking to these players before.
They already knew.
Like they already knew where they was going.
You heard when he said, I called the guys and talked to the guys, and I told the guys, he was in their heads too. Like, hey, I'm going over here to Washington, dog. You want to come over here with me? And you want to go here and get this? You want to go ahead and get this, and we can go ahead and get after this? I mean, come on, dog. You try to gut the whole roster. You try to gut the whole team. I mean, you went after damn everybody, bro. And I mean, you made it personal. I just feel like there was some personal feelings, and that's why you did that. I mean, we get you taking one player, but you went after a whole bunch of people. You went after a whole players. Like dog,
not
like
just defense, offensive coaches.
I feel like you still ain't done. I feel like you probably still ain't done.
I don't feel like he's done either.
I feel like you're still gonna snatch a couple more. You feel me? Like this is real personal. You know what I'm saying? It's just where Kellen Moore goes into Philadelphia. Personal. Like I just feel like there was some dynamics going on with that coaching staff. Three of them.
And that's all what I'm trying to say.
You feel me? Why did Kellen Moore come back to Philly and Dan Quinn goes over to Washington? That to me, them just ain't coincidences to me, dog.
Those are not coincidences.
Them ain't coincidences to me
at all. Like these coordinators, these guys purposely chose to go where they win, and it is personal. That's why I had asked the question too. I said, Then I'm like, what did something happen between him and Mike McCarthy? Because it's one thing to say I'm gonna get back at the organization, by taking the defensive coaches. But why are you trying to take Lunda Wells? Like, what's really going on? That's what I'm saying. It seemed like Dan did not leave here on a good note, and he plays the nice guy so well in public. You'll never know. You know what I'm saying? But we can only go off what we see. It seems very the stuff that he's doing seems very adversarial. Yeah, that's just how it looks. It doesn't look. It's just a coincidence. Everybody takes coaches. I'm like, no, he's not.
This feels different. This feels like I'm trying to get at you guys. I'm trying to get at y'all. I'm trying to let y'all know. I'm trying to let you know I'm a head coach here. I feel like I just feel like he wanted to be that head coach, and then Witt wanted. I think maybe this is just my theory. I don't believe. I don't. Lord, don't go out there saying quote me like I know this. It just feels like Dallas was like, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you could possibly be a head coach here. We'll see. And I just felt like they were just like, and they kept on playing around, just like with Tyron Smith. You kept playing around, playing around. He like, dog, I can't wait. I need to go get paid. I'm out of here. I need to go to the Jets to get paid because y'all keep playing. I feel like Dan Quinn's the same way because, and then Joe Witt was like, I always wanted to be a defensive coordinator at Dallas Cowboys, but as soon as Dan Quinn go, you don't even interview. You owe with him.
He don't even interview.
You don't
and
even.
That means he told him, you got guaranteed job. I'm not interviewing nobody else.
Yeah, like you the guy here. You come over here, you're gonna be the man. And here's my thing. Star. Listen to this. What Joe Witt probably this is why I feel. Joe Witt was like, it's too many games over here in Dallas. They ain't gonna really let me coach the way I want. They're gonna meddle, they're gonna be in the way. I really ain't gonna be in full control like I want. I'm out of here because if I go there with Dan, I'm gonna be the guy. I ain't gonna have people breathing down my neck. I'll be able to do what I want, and I'm leaving because I feel better. How wouldn't it be that?
That's what it looks like to me. You know what I'm saying? It seems like
I could be wrong, but that's what it feels like. Joe Witt said, "Hey, I ain't gonna be able to do what I want not here in Dallas, so I'm going over here." He keep on hearing players leave, and I'm not bashing you, Dallas, and I'm not saying other teams don't do goofy things either. I ain't saying that Dallas is the only one don't do goofy things. I ain't even saying that. But it just seems like when players leave, it's like they don't got a voice here. They don't got a voice in Dallas. They got to stay quiet. Then when they leave, it's like they a whole new player, a whole new person. They a whole new creature when they leave Dallas. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm free.
I'm free at last. Free at last. I ain't got to worry about it. I can finally talk. I can finally play football, and I feel like those are the reasons why the distraction keeps happening, and Dallas keeps coming here having the talent. Like the talent can get you wins. Talent can get you there, but when you play another team that's as talented as you, and they got good coaching over there, that's where we fall. See, we can whoop up on them bad teams because we got the talent to just beat them, and we can bang with good teams because we got talent. But when we play them tough teams, and we playing them doggish teams, and it's where we need to win this game, I just don't be feeling confident, y'all. I'm sorry, this from me. I don't feel confident. When we play Buffalo, I was like, I don't think we're gonna beat them. It just was in my heart. We played Miami. I'm like, we can beat them, but will we beat them? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. We're constantly getting out game planned, and that's something else that I talk because you know how we say, like, you know, we basically gonna have to win in spite of the front office, because the front office is Jerry and Steven gonna be there. You know, they can have a change of heart, but as far as them firing themselves and selling the team, you know, that's a wish. That's not it's not really gonna happen. That's not reality. But I'm like, if that's true, that we gotta win in spite of the front office.
That is true.
We have to say, well, we've got to be able to find coaches that can deal with the front office as well as still have enough cojones to do what it takes to actually push the players and win. And unfortunately, we haven't really had that. We had Jason Garrett, which was a puppet for 10 years. We have Mike McCarthy, which it seemed like from what Mike was doing, he just every year just trying to get a little bit more power, a little bit more power, a little bit more power. But last year, they gave him a lot of power, but Mike, quote unquote, blew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he blew his opportunity because not only did you lose, but you lost worse. You made the team look worse than when Jerry and Steven was pulling the strings. Now, granted, obviously we know what the defense did, so it's on the defense too. But Mike, at the end of the day, you're the head coach. You have to be in control of all your coordinators. And I say with Mike, his issue is his over delegation. He over delegates, and he lets his defensive coordinators think that they're also head coach. And then he lets, you know, he empowers these coaches too much, where they're coming to the point where they're doing whatever the hell they want to do. And Mike is a guy where he's like, here's all the tools, go out and do it. But these coordinators, like his run game coordinator, Jeff Blasco, he wasn't doing his freaking job all year. But where is the where are you gonna come behind and be like, what are you doing? Get it together. See, he was micromanaging Kellen last year. Well, in 2022, that's why we started running the ball more. But it's like with Dan Quinn, you could see that there was deficiencies in the defense. So it's like, did y'all not go over? Okay, Dan, we know they're gonna try to use Aaron Jones against us like they do every single time we play. What's the package? But see, do you think Mike McCarthy did that? No, he just said, leave it up to Dan. He's got it. I don't need to worry about it. And guess what? Your team went out there and they got embarrassed by a 7 seed that's never happened in the history of the NFL. So it just makes me question, like, I don't know if we will we ever have the right coaches. I don't know, because right now, Mike, my faith in Mike has gone. It's come down a little bit. And I was super high on Mike. You know, I did a whole series. He gonna lead us to Super Bowl, all this stuff. But now I'm looking at Mike McCarthy and I'm like, are you the guy? Are you the answer? Because we brought you here to manage the games and to help give Dak that expertise that he needs in game management and all of this stuff. But it's like, it just didn't go that way. So now we're in the position of like, who the hell can deal with this front office and actually help us win in spite of them? Is Mike McCarthy that guy? I don't know. Is Zimmer that guy?
Don't say that, because let me tell you something. I'm gonna definitely tell you, if you put Mike Zimmer as the next head coach, and I've already been talking about that in the air, that they put him on a 1-year deal, and I said if Mike McCarthy has a lame duck season or it don't look bad and Zimmer's defense look kind of good, and Zimmer has already been a head coach in the NFL, and Jerry don't want to sit there and start over and rebuild, and you got Mike Zimmer, who y'all love already, who already has a relationship. Why in the hell would I not believe they would not say Mike Zimmer is going to be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys? We'll sign you.
Yeah, Big. I really do think he is an option now. And what's up? Hey, Janie, if you come to us on YouTube, you'll be able to see the our comment section.
Yeah. Jump in
our YouTube. My YouTube, Stargazer Sports. Mm-hmm. And Big, what's your YouTube?
BGJ. Just type in BGJ.
Right, and you can come to our chats, because I don't think you can do it on Twitter unless you like pay or something like that. But anyway, and what's up, Mark Holmes?
Mark Holmes, hey, shout out to
OG Mark.
100K in the building. OG Mark Holmes, shout out to. I mean, you a trailblazer, Mark. Shout out. I'm gonna go ahead.
Straight up, him and Law was the first two content creators. I used to wake up every morning. Wake up every morning listening to Mark Holmes. So thank you, Mark. Thank you for coming and showing us love today in our show. But yeah, we just at the point where we like, I do think Zimmer would be a choice. Did you know that rumor about Jason Witten? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I ain't on no Jason Witten either, dog. Y'all know how I feel about that, man. I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, I don't got no love for Jason Witten. I know y'all can hate me all y'all want about the Jason Witten thing. I don't got no love for him. And if he ever the head coach of Dallas Cowboys, I ain't watching them. I ain't watching Dallas. I watching Dallas.
He's gonna be controlled.
Yeah, I'm not watching the Dallas Cowboys if he's the head coach. If Jason Witten become the next head coach, I ain't watching Dallas. And if Mike Zimmer become the next head coach, I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because that just let me know y'all ain't trying to do nothing, dog. Y'all ain't trying to do nothing. You feel me?
They just want somebody they can control, and that's the problem, Big. What I said, see, they told Mike, okay, we're gonna give you a year. You do it your way. I just can't believe Mike effed it up, because now the front office is like, we back on our bullshit.
They gave you your chance. See, that's exactly the thing. That's how they started. They gave him his chance. He effed up. He effed
up bad, like real bad. And so it's like now Jerry was like, we back on our bullshit. We back outside in these streets. We don't do what we want.
Hey, Star, check this out. Check this out, okay? Now, I said this at the beginning of the season, Star, on the final word with Boss. I said those exact things I said. I said, this is all love. This is all in for them. This past season was all in for them. Okay, Mike, we're going to do what you want. I said this specifically, Star. I said, they said, okay, Mike, you know what? We always do it our way. But we're going to give you this year. We're going to remove the coach that you want. We're gonna let you be the man. We're gonna go out and make a couple trades. You need a receiver. You were crying about that second receiver. Here, Brandon. Here, Brandon Cooks. You need another corner to pair with Trevin Diggs. Here, Trevin Diggs. Oh, you need a big boy in the middle. Let's draft a GT in the first round. We're gonna do it all for 1 year. Okay, we all gonna do it for 1 year. We're gonna see how you can do it in this year. And if you F it up, dog, we don't trust you. We don't believe you. We don't believe in none of y'all no more. We're doing it our way now. And y'all just going to have to deal with it. How does it not look like that? I could be totally wrong. How does it not
That's what they're
like
doing.
that?
That's what they're doing, big. Like, you, because remember last offseason, we're like, wow, they so quiet. They just signing people.
They ain't talking.
They're not doing this. They're not doing nothing. Wow, they changed. You know, wow, we made trades. We don't never make trades. Like, we was just like, wow, my God, they changed. No, they did not change. They would, maybe they would have changed.
Remember, if we would have won.
If Mike had got us to a championship, they would say, you know what?
Oh, you know what? We're gonna sit back. We're gonna go make some more trades next year. We might step up and do a little more trades.
Mike, you get extended. That gets everybody get extended.
I get extended. CD, you get your money, but guess what? You effed up and dropped the ball, and now we going back to our old ways. We ain't getting nothing. Y'all gonna sit here and wait. It's us. You gonna wait for your money, Dak. CD, you gonna wait for your money.
Mike, you gonna be on your last year,
dear. And guess what? I guess you just gonna have to make do, huh? You just gonna have to work your magic. Show how good of a coach you are. How can we? I don't know how. I don't believe how. I don't think it's like that. But okay.
That's what it looked like to me. It looked like they back out because they wasn't
back in the streets.
Articles. Right, they back out in the streets. They wasn't writing articles about that. They wasn't doing none of that stuff. None of the sully and denigrating they usually do. They wasn't doing nothing. They calmly, said Ezekiel Elliott. They released him. They did not release trash videos about him or nothing. They were completely quiet. They let Mike and Dan Quinn pretty much have complete control. And for the most part, but of course, they always gonna meddle a little bit. For the most part, they let them have complete control, and they completely blew it.
I mean,
they completely blew it. Completely blew it. And I just never thought in a million years Mike McCarthy will allow it to happen because he had been fighting for his power.
You should have known
since 2020.
You should have known going in there, dog. Let's go. We can't. We got. But
we cannot lose.
Y'all can't handle the pressure. Y'all cannot.
They can't handle it.
Because let's think about it. That's why, it's funny. This is what I was thinking, Star, when in the season was coming up. Okay, so you remember what we just said the last time? Never has it happened. Lost a second 7 seed, right? So when we were always talking about Dallas is undefeated at home. I wanted them to shut up. I wanted them to shut up. Please stop talking about that because that's our death blows. Those are Dallas's death blows. When you keep on talking about something that
how
this
good
can't
we
happen,
are,
how good
blah,
we
blah,
are.
blah.
That's the death blows. I was like, shh.
That's the death blows.
But they undefeated at home. But they undefeated. I'm like, no. I was like, in my head, Star. I was talking it out loud, Star. Listen. We got home field advantage. We should be able to do this. In my heart, I'm like, damn, we kind of need to go on the road, dog. We kind of need to go on the road, man.
We don't do good, big, when we have high expectations. It just, I don't know what it is.
We get scared. We can't do it. Like, it's like they can't handle pressure. It's like this team cannot handle pressure. If you look at the playoffs from 2021, 2022, and 2023, where did they play best at? Away. They won away at Tampa Bay. They balled against the Niners. We should have beat them Niners in 2022. We held that whole offense down. They played a very good game. Some things happened. Tony Pollard, unfortunate incident, him getting hurt. But we played better on the road. It was like there was no pressure on them. You feel me? Like, let's just go out and play. Let's just go out and play because you ain't got to hit that crowd. But, dog, when it's in Dallas and everybody – and think about the crowd. Everybody was on edge in 2023 because everybody really knows. Nobody really wants to ever talk about as a Cowboys fan. But why do you think they sit on the edge of the seats? Why do you think it was quiet in Dallas? Why do you think it was quiet? Because everybody was like, what Dallas team going to show up? And when they went down the field, Green Bay did, everybody started feeling, you can't tell me, like, here we go again.
Here we go
and
again.
when we
That's what
had
it
the
looked
3
like.
and out, you can't tell me we weren't like, oh my God, here we
Oh
go
my
again,
God,
dog.
here
It's
we
it's
go.
it's about to start, dog. So if we're thinking this, right, you
Yep.
don't think the players are not thinking that?
Of
You
course they are.
when CD Lamb ran off that first series, he even said it on the show with Michael Parsons. He said, "Come on, they just went all the way down the field and scored on us, and our offense had a 3 and out, and we ain't had that all year. Come on, we can't be having that." He was pissed off because he like, "Come on, y'all, because we know how this we." He was like, "You know how we start playing." You feel me? But right
The play,
there,
you
CD,
could
you got to
tell
step
the
up and be better. You got to see, y'all got to stop being scary because y'all be on them
it's
sidelines thinking, "Here we go again." No, y'all got to get out of
yeah.
playing, y'all.
Exactly. You're the leader. So you gotta be like, rally the troops. Hey guys, we can't let this happen. Let's do this. But see, they was getting everybody was so the offense was immediately tense. When
Shook.
they saw Green Bay score on that opening drive, you saw on Mike McCarthy's face that he was like, here
Oh
we
Lord.
effing go. Like you could tell Mike McCarthy was like, here we go. They come out 3 and out. Dak and CD are like, what is going on? Like, what's going on? Why is this happening? What's happening? What's happening? Everybody just went into a panic, and there was no one that could say, "Hey guys, calm down. Let's calm down. Let's regroup. Let's do this." Nobody could think clearly. We had no vocal leaders in the players on the sideline. That's really what we're missing.
Yes.
Because anytime we're in playoffs or we're getting our asses kicked, it's like
They
all
might
of
just
our
be
leaders
sitting there.
just sit there looking like, I don't know. And it's like we can't have that. Like y'all gotta step up because we're not gonna be able to blow out every freaking team. And it's like y'all, we have to learn how to be able to fight back. And in these past couple of playoff games where we've been down, it's like you're not really seeing anybody have the answers. And it's like Mike looking at Dak's looking at Mike McCarthy for the answers. Mike McCarthy is looking at, I guess, Dak and Schottenheimer for the answers. It's like no one has the answers. You know, the players looking at DQ. DQ don't got the answers, and they're looking at Al. No one's got the answers. So it's like this is the problem. So it's like it's almost like, but it's like Mike, Dan Quinn, we brought y'all here because y'all been in this position
Y'all been
before.
this. Y'all should be over there like, let's go. And I saw him talking to CD Star, you feel me? But
Yeah,
like
he
I
did
said,
go and talk to
these players though got to like Dak. I know I've seen him time and time again to the players, but after that first, y'all got to go over there like, look, let's calm down. Like everybody,
everybody
let's
calm
just
down.
settle down. We got this. Let's just settle down. Let's
Right.
play Cowboys football. But it was almost then that's where I say Michael Parsons, y'all do all that talking, like you do all that talking. You do all, and I'm not. You do
All
all
that
that talking,
talking.
but when it comes to these games, you quiet as hell. You talkative
Right. You're
off
not
the.
stepping up.
You talkative on the mic, and understand. I'm not shooting shots at Parsons. I'm just saying
Right.
what I see. You talking
Yep.
on the mic all the time about this and that, but in the game, I don't see you talking. In the
You're not
game,
stepping
I don't
up.
see you going over there getting on everybody like, let's go. I don't see you getting
Yep.
everybody in a circle and rallying the troops. Like, no, we can't
I
accept this.
don't.
That's what the leader's supposed to do. Not come on the podcast after you get your butt kicked and say, yeah, I got to
Yep.
be a better leader. Y'all both been in the league 4 years, 3 years.
4 years.
Y'all know
Mm-hmm.
better. Y'all should step up
Yep.
and do it. And then just like with DeMarcus Lawrence, I mean, I don't want to hear him on the mic. Don't put DeMarcus Lawrence in front of a
No.
microphone because he just be talking.
No.
I don't want to hear him.
He
But
don't
just
know.
but
Yeah.
DeMarcus Lawrence did go hard in that game. He will. Lawrence goes hard, but I just don't want him
Yep.
talking on the mic because he ain't the leader
Right.
on the mic. He is the leader if you
Right.
watch him his play. His play
How
is
he
his leader.
plays, right.
You
But
feel what I'm
he's
saying?
not that vocal, emotional leader.
Right. I don't want him talking because he just be saying crazy stuff. But if we're looking at Mike, if we're looking at CD, you guys have been in the league long enough to know better. Y'all play college football,
Yep.
y'all play pro football. Y'all been in here long enough.
Mm-hmm.
When that happened, you should have been going over to the offense CD or something, be like, okay, my bad, let's get it together. Not sit over there and
Yep.
sulk. That don't help the team. And when you already knew
Yep.
the stakes that are at hand with this whole team and what this team has been going through for all these years, that's why I feel like, do you Cowboys really care? Because y'all need to be looking at all these failures if y'all want to get ahead and get over this hump. Y'all need to be
Right.
looking at these failures like, come on, man. And it's almost like I don't want to ever question them. Do they care, Star? But it's just like, damn, y'all
Mm-hmm.
just let teams come in here and whoop y'all ass like that. And y'all
Right.
just, it's
And
like
and
y'all just
nobody
take it.
says that be the issue. You know, it's like at least we want to see fight. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like when we're getting our lights knocked out, there's no fight. There's no bounce back. It's always we get our ass kicked, and then the next game we bounce back. You know, we are great at that. I will say under Mike McCarthy's tenure, if we get our ass kicked the next week, guarantee you the next week we gonna beat somebody ass. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna put them in the dirt. The problem is that's all fine, but we need y'all to fight during the games where you getting your ass kicked to come back and try to win the game. You know what I'm saying? And it just hasn't really been happening under the Mike McCarthy regime. And so that's why I think adding in Al Harris for assistant head coach, because when Mike wrote the letter about basically why he appointed Al Harris, he's like his culture, his leadership. Al Harris is the guy on the sideline from what we see that he's talking constantly. He's talking to the players. He's holding them accountable. And I said, well, this is going to be good now because now Mike has expanded his role. So now Al doesn't have to feel like, okay, I'm just locked in. I'm just going to handle the defensive side. Now Mike has said, you're the assistant head coach. So now you need to be establishing that close bond with all the players because we need to drop because Mike is not that emotional leader. Mike is a teacher. He's a teacher. He teaches you before you get on the field, and then he pats you on the back before the game. And he's like, all right, you ready? Let's go. You know, and some players, they need more than that. Some players need to get revved up. Some players need special talking tos and need different stuff. And it's like, Mike, he's not that guy, and he seems to not really have that guy on his staff. But hopefully Al Harris can bring that, you know, that type of energy. Hopefully somebody like Eric Kendricks can bring that Mike Zimmer energy on the field, on the defense to kind of help rally the troops. I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're going to do it, but I'm hoping for somebody because I'm like, if we could just get some emotional leaders, you know, like an Aaron Donald, when they were falling behind in the Super Bowl, it was Aaron Donald up there screaming at the guy saying, get it together. We need to get it together. You know what I'm saying? He's telling
I ain't trying to lose. I ain't trying to lose.
Right.
We're
not trying to lose.
And that's
right
what I don't
now,
be
we
hearing
don't
from
have
Dallas.
tomorrow.
Like there ain't no tomorrow, y'all. We need to do this right now. We need to go get it together and get it right now. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got 398 in the building.
Wow!
Really appreciate it. Shout out to Star brings them. I'm just big gang. Just bring them. Bringing them. You know what I'm saying? I told you, this the up and comer. You see how she be spitting fire? Yo got fire. Yo got flame. This was Star do. You feel me? So, let me see what David has to say right here. He says, do you believe Ferguson is going to get better and better? Thinking we have a dog? Man, first of all, Ferguson is an animal. Okay, Ferguson is an animal. I'm not going to take credit, okay? But I will say, when Ferg was at Wisconsin, I was on that train. That was my first time at the Senior Bowl. And when I saw Ferguson, I made posts, I made tweets about those hands. I said, this is the Cowboys guy. He fits the mold what the Cowboys want. The Cowboys need to draft him. I mocked him like 4 times in my 4 mock drafts when we did best of interviews. I kept mocking him around 4th or 5th round. Cowboys got him. Cowboys got a dog. He is he's the type of player that I want on that defense that with the way he plays and way he talks, I need Mike and y'all talk like that on the field the way he be doing it because he be pushing people around like, man, get up. I don't care who you is.
Yeah,
he
do.
He got that. He has
that tenacity to him. He was the one in the playoff when he scored a touchdown. He's like, let's fucking go. You know,
I don't give a hell.
Let's effing go. He's screaming at Mike McCarthy. He's screaming. So I do think Ferg is going to help us bring that energy that we need this year. Because you could kind of tell when Ferguson talking his stuff and stuff like that, he's getting everybody ramped up, you know, because he's just very animated, very lively. You know what I'm saying?
And he can back it up.
And he can back it up. And we need that type of energy on the field. So I definitely think he's like an enforcer on offense. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think Ferg is going to take another step forward. You know, last year, that was his first time in the starting role, and he did a great job. I think this year, he's going to even be better. You know,
he's going to be a top 5 tight end.
Top 5. He's top 5. He's going to take the next step. Yeah. He's going to take the next step for sure. So, and that's something that's something to look forward to.
Facts.
These younger players, Ferg got some brother. Yes, he do.
Yeah, we all know it. When
That's
you
for
first
sure.
saw
Yeah.
Ferg in that haircut, him and Pendershot, you was like, oh, they been around brothers. They've been around brothers. I see how you talk.
Exactly.
I see how you act. I see your haircuts. You got the what they call the Jason Kelsey special, right? Yeah. We know you
The
hang around the
fade.
brothers. We
Yeah,
love it
we know.
because you play like a
We
brother.
know.
I'm sorry, I ain't hating on no white
Exactly.
people. Don't get mad. I ain't saying nothing that, but bro, when I watch you, I'm like,
Ferg is light.
you been in them streets. You been playing in them
Yeah,
streets.
he in them streets. He in them streets for sure. And that's the type of energy that we need. You sent me something, Eastside.
Yeah, he
Eastside,
sent
you
me
sent me
something
something on
too.
Cash
I
App?
appreciate you, Eastside. I'm sorry I didn't get your
Thank you,
question out,
Eastside.
but I appreciate your Cash App. I really do. I appreciate you,
Thank you,
Eastside. I
Eastside. I
think I unblocked
appreciate
you.
that.
You should like me. I unblocked you, dog. So
He's
I
he's
don't
our
hate you.
number one
You know what I'm
fan.
saying? You know what I'm saying? But it's all good.
But
But I want to ask you a couple questions, Star, before we get ready to head up off of here. Let's talk about. Obviously, we know Tyron Smith is gone. We talked about the depletions and the goings. 24th pick, and they do not trade out, and they stay where they're at. I'm gonna throw in any names you particularly would want, or what position would you want now that you know Tyron Smith is gone and you see the depletions? Who are you looking at, or what position are you looking at for the 24th pick if there's no trade out?
if there's no trade out, I'm definitely thinking about offensive linemen or one of those premium wide
Would
receivers.
you still
You know what
take
I'm
that
saying?
wide receiver? Like if Brian Thomas fell, like we had talked about, knowing that Tyron
If
Smith is
Brown,
gone, knowing that you don't have a plan with Tyler Smith, knowing you don't have an offensive lineman, knowing some of them top guys could go out, knowing that one of your guys who you really could get could come in and maybe hit the ground running, are you still getting Brian Thomas Jr., Miss Stargazer?
I think so. I think I probably would still take. I think so because I'm like, listen, it's BPA, it's BPA. You know what I'm saying? It's like, listen, I think because if I'm GM, I know I've got I'm not desperate because I'm like, listen, I can kick Tyler out. I can kick Tyler out. I can kick TJ to left guard. I still can draft me a center if I'm not sold on Hoffman. I got my right guard. I got my right tackle. You know what I'm saying? Now, only if I say I absolutely cannot move Tyler Smith, then that would change. If I say like, if we know beforehand we're keeping Tyler Smith at guard, then I would probably go ahead and just get a left tackle. Even though I don't want to, even though I prefer to get BPA and get the wide receiver. But if we know beforehand we're not going to move Tyler Smith, yes, you need to go ahead and get you one of those premium left tackles. Absolutely. Because I don't think you can rely on Austin Richards. I don't think that's a thing. You know, he didn't get any snaps. If anything, you want him to just be a depth piece and continue learning and growing. But that's not who you really want as your starting left tackle. I don't see that. So that's what I would do. You know, I would. It depends on what their plan is. But if it's BPA, you know, and they feel that if they feel like we can move Tyler to left tackle if we want to, then you go and get a wide receiver. This guy, I know everybody's talking about Latu.
Well, if he was if he was there.
I mean, me personally, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I haven't seen Latu's film, but everybody said he's amazing. You know what I'm saying?
He's nice.
And you have to ask yourself, I've been putting on Twitter, you know, I'm not betting the house on Sam Williams. Mm-hmm. Now, does Sam Williams have all the talent in the world? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But is he there mentally? I don't know. We constantly have these players with these issues, and it seems like these issues just continue to persist. Now, Sam Williams, I hope that he proves me wrong. I hope that maybe he's just filming himself doing social activities and that he really is working out every day, every morning. He's just not posting about it. And if that's the case, then I'm fine. You know, I'm happy about that. But I just haven't seen nothing from Sam Williams. And I'm not saying that he's a bad guy. I know he's young. People have told me, come to my DM, he's young. Don't write him off. I'm like, I'm not writing him off. I'm just saying, like, we can't 100% count on him right now from what we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So if there
That's very
is a
fair.
premium pass rusher, if there is a premium pass rusher there, then and y'all feel comfortable like we can't miss with this guy, then go ahead and get him. If Byron Jones is there from Texas, and y'all feel like we can't miss with this guy, go and get him. I like drafting BPA because you want to be able to get a guy that's going to be able to come in right now and help you contribute.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my opinion on how it goes. But
what about the kid that they all been talking about, Jonathan Brooks, that's got a messed up knee? And everybody's like, Dallas, he's already visited Dallas. He's got the messed up knee. He's not ready to play right now. Cowboys doctors have already worked on him. Y'all know the Cowboy way. Would you mess with Jonathan Brooks? And there's other guys out there, you feel me? There's other guys out there, but would you mess with a tore up knee guy who's not ready now, knowing that there's other running backs that you could get?
Big, I'm tired of doing the same. We keep doing the same stuff in the second round. It's like, when are we going to change this? We're always getting the high talent guy that has behavior issues or the high talent guy that has injury history. I just rather not. I just want to get a proven player like we did with Diggs. He came in, he played for us immediately. Can we just get a proven non-hurt player without off the field issues, please? We've did the whole he's the high ceiling guy, but they've got behavior issues, and I'm tired of it. And it's like wasted. It's like, imagine if Kelvin Joseph became what we wanted him to be. Then nobody's talking about Gilly. No one's talking about J. Lou. Like, we picked these guys at premium positions, but they're not producing for us because of all of these various off the field issues or injury. And for one, I would like to get somebody who we know can come in right now, help us. They don't have no red flags and they don't have no injury history. That's just what I prefer. I love Peyton Wilson's film. I love his film, but I'm not picking him at the second round. I'm not. If he's there lingering in the fourth or fifth, I will pick him up.
That ain't happening.
That's not happening. But if it was, then I'll pick him. But I'm sorry, I would pass on Peyton Wilson because I'm sorry, guys.
It just feels like he would get hurt here.
He's going to.
He's going to get hurt
eventually.
Here.
And we would hope that he doesn't. But in the way that he plays, Big, he plays violently. Like, he's going to get himself hurt.
And we don't got no beef up front for him.
No, he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. And then what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we'll be seeing someone like Edgerrin Cooper, or I like him, Tyron Harper, or whatever. We see these guys
Cooper in the first round?
Edgerrin Cooper, I mean.
24th pick, do you like Edgerrin Cooper?
Honestly, I would say if they feel that strongly about him, like, go ahead and get him. If you feel like, hey, if Zim feels like this is a missing piece, I need him to come in right now, be my will linebacker. I'm not sold on Damone Clark at all. Go ahead and get him. He's that good of a talent. And I mean, if you don't get him at the bottom of the first, he's not going to be there bottom of the second. We already know that. So it's all about pretty much how strongly they feel about these players. You know what I'm saying? But I just think, I wouldn't mind if they got a corner. You know what I'm saying? If they got the corner. Now, he ain't going to be there. I think he going to go like top 15. But the corner from Toledo, what's his name?
Mitchell.
Quinn Mitchell or Terrion Arnold. I don't think they're going to be there. But hell, if they are there, go ahead and pick them. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just want somebody to come in right, because we really do need a cornerback. We need a starting cornerback spot, because I would like J. Lou for depth as well. If we don't have to start him, I would like to not have to start him, because he's about what he is. I would like for it to be Diggs, Diggs, Bland, and then a young corner if we can get him in there. But we do still have young corners on the roster. Maybe Zim sees Izzy Mukwamu and he wants to move him back to corner. I don't know. We didn't see Eric Scott at all last year. He didn't look good in preseason, but maybe he's taking a step forward. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of I don't know. And like our coaches, no one's saying anything. So we just don't have any idea like what the plan is, at all. Like, we don't have an idea. But
yeah. Well, like I said, it's gonna be very interesting. I was telling people in the chat, I'm showing people that I like. I showed Marshawn Lloyd Jr. I know everybody's
Mm-hmm.
talking about the Jonathan Brooks, but I don't want no hurt guy. You can get Marshawn Lloyd. Nobody's
No,
talking
I'm
about
good
him
at
right
that.
now. He's got a little bit of a fumbling issue. Got to get better in pass protection, but he's a really good player. He's got the juice. He could be really good. You can
Mm-hmm.
get you another back. Combine him with Rico Dado. I'm telling you, be nice. Michael Hall Jr. I don't know if you're going to get any more big boys, but if you need a 3, a 4, a 5, you got Golston. This kid right here is going to be a dog in the NFL. I'm willing to bet on that. Michael Hall Jr. is going to
Michael
be an
Hall
animal.
Jr.
I interviewed him. He comes out of the University of Ohio State, was one of the first juniors ever at the Senior Bowl, went in there and was
Mm-hmm.
wrecking shop, had a great
Wow.
pro day, ran a 4.75 at 299 pounds at 6'2",
Wow.
and he's a dog. I'm telling you, he's a dog.
Woo.
Cowboys, don't play around with
He's
this
a D
man.
tackle.
He's a D tackle. He's more of a 3.
Wow.
He can play 4. He can shade
Okay.
5. He can play up and down that line of scrimmage. And I'm telling you, man, you know when you just look at some players like he a dog. When I first saw him,
Yep.
I was like, yeah, he a dog. And I watched him on the field. He an animal. Cowboys, don't play around with this man. Go get this man out there. If y'all talking about getting more defensive linemen, if you kept Gallimore, this dude gonna be better than Gallimore. Okay, if you kept a
Exactly.
Gallimore, he gonna be better
Exactly.
than Gallimore. Ohio State always puts
Uh-huh.
out good defensive linemen. They got a great defensive program, especially their defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just another guy
Yep.
to keep your eye on, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who could come in there. I'm gonna show your guy right here, who's another linebacker. Star put me on to this man right here. Star put me on to
Maris.
him.
Yep.
Okay, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's that's all star. She put me on to him. I saw him at the Senior Bowl, and I was like, "Yeah, she was right. He nasty, dog. We could use him in
Yep.
a few later rounds." There's another
And he can
interview
be
I got.
mentored by
Mentor. This
Eric
is another
Kendricks.
guy that I said
Mm-hmm.
maybe you can get later on. Dominic Puny. I interviewed him. He can play your guard. He can play your tackle. My guy Dominic White put me on to him. So these are some players that you know that you could probably get in later rounds. Okay, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at it. We're going to see what happens. That will be awesome. But I think this guy, I keep on hearing his name. I know they said Jackson Powers Johnson, I believe. But I'm going to tell
Johnson.
you
Yep.
right now, I think the name is that's really buzzing that the Cowboys will really get, in my opinion, is that Graham Barton
Mm-hmm.
cat. I'm getting
Yep.
ready to try to pull him up.
Yep.
I
Graham
think he's
Barton.
I think his name is really ringing in the streets. And if you really watch him
Yep.
play, if you really watch him play, he's a good player. I ain't gonna lie. He is a good
Yep.
player. He has good tape. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it looks like he
Yep.
could come in and hit the ground running with this team. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like if they were to go offensive lineman and he was available, I think they might go for him. I really do.
Yep.
I feel like they
I think
really
so
would
too.
because he can play multiple positions. He can play center. He can play guard. He can play tackle. They like that.
Yep.
And I feel like he's
Yep.
that type of guy for them. So I feel like he's the number one choice, in my opinion, that they want
Mm-hmm.
and maybe they like. They may not be hush hush. They may be hush hush about it, like they kind of were with Tyler Smith. We didn't know anything until the last
Right.
thing.
Hush hush about Tyler Smith. Hush
Boom.
hush
You
about
feel what I'm saying?
Micah. And then
So
they just boom picked him. So
then picked him
I
out of
definitely
nowhere.
think, yep, picked him out of nowhere. And the Dallas Cowboys, they are like that. They do. They sent out smoke screens last year that we were just gonna pick a tight end. If it wasn't gonna be Kincaid, it was gonna be Laporta. And then they picked Mozzie Smith, and no one saw that coming. So I definitely think the Cowboys, who they really gonna pick, like people keep mocking Amarius Mims and Tyler Guyton to us. And it's not that I don't think they're interested, but I just think that there's another guy that they have in their sights. There's another guy that they really want. But of course, they're not going to let teams know that because they know if they do, they did it last year. The Bills jumped right ahead of us and picked Kincaid because the rumor was we were going to pick Kincaid. They do that. Teams do that to us every year. So we learn to keep our mouths closed about who we really want. That way we can get the guy that we really want.
Yeah, I'm just showing a little bit of what's happening as we get ready to head off here. Y'all guys can look at it yourselves and look at the free agency. This is the Philadelphia Eagles free agency right here. You saw that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Saquon Barkley, as we get ready to head off here, Star, does Saquon Barkley
Uh-huh.
make a difference in Philadelphia this year? Do you think he does? Because
No.
you have an offensive line now. All of a sudden, you may be healthy now because you have an offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, he been healthy for the past. I mean, because these past 2 seasons he
Right,
missed like a
right,
little bit of games, but he's
right.
been pretty healthy. And I don't see it because Kellen does not believe him now, unless Kellen completely changes his philosophy and becomes a Shanahan where he stops passing the ball and he wants to run the ball now. But even I don't even think Kyle Shanahan believes in the run. I don't think any of them do. I think they all run because they've learned from their mistakes. But when they get in the biggest game, what do? Pass, 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 pass. So, but anyway, I don't believe Saquon gonna do nothing. I mean, he hasn't done nothing. I don't think he gonna do. Saquon has not done anything to us when he was in his prime. So I don't really think he's gonna do anything with the Philadelphia Eagles against us. It may benefit him against other teams because it seems like other teams have a problem with Saquon, but we don't really tend to have a problem with Saquon. And it's really the running scheme, big. Philadelphia runs a kind of standard inside zone run scheme. We don't really have problems with that. That's another reason why I think, if we did play the Bucs in the playoffs, we would have been able to stop the run because they have a different running scheme. We don't do well with that power run scheme where they pulling guards and tackles and splattering you all over the place. We don't do good with that. But straight up zone run, we do good with that. So I ain't worried about Saquon Barkley. But Philly has had, on paper, they've had a good offseason. I'm not going to sit here and say they haven't.
Right.
They definitely have a good.
They're over there in Philly, and Drew is up in here. He can attest to it. Over there in Philly, they say that Howie Roseman, he goes ham with he's great in free agency, but he sucks in the draft. And we over here in Dallas, like, we good in drafts, but we suck in free agency. So it's like a trade-off from both teams. You get what I'm saying?
He talking about we compromise. Drew.
Don't pay no attention to Drew. Don't you pay no attention. Don't engage. Don't engage. Retreat. Don't engage.
Okay,
He'll go all day. He will go. I know you ain't scared of him, but he Drew go all day. We ain't being distracted now. That's how they get us. They get us distracted.
You right.
Let's stay focused. Drew will distract you. See,
you're right.
He will not. He a baby Eastside Harold.
Yeah, you're right. Let me not engage. You're right. Thank you for telling me. Boo. Pull me out of there, cause I ain't got time for it.
Oh, well, shout out. Let me get this up here I said it like 4 times, but I'm gonna give it a right here. Check out the GoFundMe for my stepdaughter right here. And that's Natalia Weston. Make sure you check it out. Look at she's got a drip getting ready to come up. She's excellent in the band. She's getting ready to go to Philly. She's killing out in these streets, and we just want to help her out. So that's right there. If you want to check the GoFundMe, you can definitely check that out. Please, if you love to donate, whatever you love to donate will be absolutely tremendous for us as we're trying to get her out there. And to, I've traveled overseas and there's nothing like it, especially at a young age. I got to go all over Europe when I was young because my father was in the military. I'll never, ever forget that experience that I was able to do. So if she was able to experience something like that, that'd be awesome. So please, if you see it in the chat, you saw it posted, please bless us with that. That'd be greatly appreciated. But Star, we are headed off here. Great show. I mean, like I said, Star is bringing. I told you we've been turning up. Star is ringing in these streets. But we appreciate everybody. The trip, I believe, is around summertime, I believe. So as quickly as you can, we got another payment that we got ready to come up and pay. So we're on it. So if whatever you can do. But once again, man, this has been an awesome show. Great crowd, man. Great crowd. We love it. Let's keep that pace up. You feel me? Let's get that pace up. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And then I just want to give hopefully I just talked to my company over here. I told them to get me those credentials for the draft. So hopefully throw some prayers up for me as they put in for the credentials yesterday for me.
That would be great.
To get me to the draft. The draft is right in Michigan, Detroit. I'm in Ohio. That's a 4-hour drive, dog. I'm right over there. So hopefully we can get that popping, bring that good coverage, and see what happens on that 24th. At that 24th pick in April. So let's just throw a good prayer for Big Game so he can get them credentials so we can be at that draft and we can do our damn thing. So we love that. But as we leave, Star, y'all know, you know what it is. Tell them everything.
Yeah, guys, if you can help me. I see I got a bump in subscribers. I was like at 189. I got 195.
Yeah. Let's go.
Trying to get to 200. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Stargazer Sports. As y'all see it down below. And then also y'all can follow me on X at the Stargazer, but instead of E It's a 3 in Gazer and 2 R's at the end. You can find me on Instagram at stargazer_sports. You can find me on TikTok at stargazer.sports, and then find me on Facebook at Stargazer Sports Media. So thank you to everybody in the chat for rocking with us, for rocking with the Big Star Show. I feel like we just keep getting better and better every week that we do this, and y'all seem to like it. So continue to help and support us. Thank you to everybody who donated to my Cash App, Eastside Herald. I don't know if anybody else donated, but if you did, I do appreciate everything so much. And Drew, you said you a sub. Thank you, Drew. I appreciate that. So thank you to everybody tonight. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you, Eastside Harold, for the donation yesterday. Shout out to Ephraim Brown for the Cash App. I definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate all the support that we always get from everybody in the building. Really love the love that you guys are really showing us. Nate Brown says, "What's our YouTube again?" So you get that out.
It's a
Star.
Stargazer
Go ahead.
Sports. It's right see below Stargazer Sports. That's my YouTube channel. So you type that into YouTube, it'll pop up. And Dwayne, you did send me I did get your Cash App. So thank you for that too, Dwayne Brown. Appreciate that.
I always appreciate you as well, Dwayne Brown. And you see what Drew said. He said, "I'm coming for you, pause. I'm a sub." And he will be in your chat now. He will be. But you know what? Me and Drew had our back and forth. Me and Drew had our back and forth. I'm going to give a quick
I
thing about
remember
Drew. Me
Drew.
and Drew had our back and forth. You remember when he
Uh-huh.
first came in, we started doing the best of enemies. That Joker just, he could do it. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
could do it. He could really, he could really take it there. You feel me? And it really would just really pissed me off,
Really
but
grind your gears.
it, it, it's that good healthy respect now. It's like
Uh-huh.
after you battle with somebody for so long, you like, man, I ain't tripping on you, man, I ain't tripping on you, we cool, you know what I'm saying? And it's a good thing. But you know, he has good knowledge and he goes shows healthy respect on every side, so it's a good thing. Dwayne said, "Give me that wrench star over there,"
I
so
just
make
gave it
sure
to
you
you,
hook him up.
Dwayne. I just gave it to you. Thank
There
you.
you go. There you go. So I appreciate you, Drew. I appreciate everybody. We're going to head off here. But, man, thank you again, Star, for having another wonderful show. Thank you for laying it down. Had another great time. We love this show, the Big Star Show. Make sure you tune in every Thursday. It's going down as we get closer to the draft. We'll see what happens in free agency. We'll see what happens with these contracts with Dak and CD.
Yep.
And we'll be letting you know the next time we go live. Make sure you're there. Big game. Stargazer. We out.